Good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Jagdeep Singh. Today's topic is forecast error. So, what is forecast error that we need to understand? So, forecast error is the difference between forecasted data and actual data, simply. So, there is a difference between forecast data and actual data that is called forecast error. Higher the forecast error, less accurate would be the forecasting technique used. So, if the forecast error is higher, the less accurate would be the forecasting method. The forecast error values can be positive or negative. Positive values would mean that actual demand was more than forecasted values, which might result in loss of customer as demand for all customers is not satisfied. Negative forecast error values would indicate that actual demand was lower than forecasted value, which would result in measure of inventory. Thus, accuracy of forecasting technique becomes paramount as higher forecast error could have harmful effect on company's operations. So there are various kind of errors, so error methods that we need to understand. Mean absolute deviation. To obtain absolute deviation of given data for, there are few steps. Step 1, calculate forecast error. I find difference between forecast and actual data. Step 2 is take an absolute of forecast error, that is consider positive of even those forecast errors values which are negative. So we need to take absolute values. Then step 3, find the average of these absolute values. So this is how we can find MAD. Now the formula of MAD is 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n absolute of xi minus mx. Mx is average values of the data set, n number of data values, and xi data values in the set. Now, second method of error is mean absolute error. So, MAE. The mean absolute error is calculated by taking the average of absolute differences between the actual values and the predicted values. The formula for calculating MAE is as follows. MAE is equal to summation of actual minus predicted divided by n. So n is number of data points. Summation denotes the sum of the absolute differences of each data point. Means actual minus predicted presents the absolute difference between the actual values and the predicted values. To calculate MAE, compute the absolute difference between the actual values and predicted values for each data point. Sum all the absolute differences. Divide the sum by total number of data points to obtain the average, which represents the MAE. So this is how we can calculate. We can also see one numerical example, so it will be clear to you. So third error is basically mean square of errors, MSE. To obtain MSE of the given data, following steps to be followed. Step 1 is calculate the forecast error. That is, find difference between the forecast and actual data. Step 2, take a square of each forecast error value. And step 3 is find the average of these squared values. And fourth is root mean square error, that is RMSE. It is just a square root of MSE. And finally, fifth type of error is mean absolute percent error, MAPE. To obtain MAP of given data, following steps to be followed. Step 1 is calculate forecast errors. I find difference between forecast and actual data. Take an absolute of forecast error. Consider positive of even those forecast error values which are negative. So we need to take positive values only. Step 3 is divide each absolute value by actual demand value and multiply it by 100 to get data in percentage terms. And final fourth step is find average of these calculated percentage values. how to find that MAP for individual data, that is actual data, and forecasted data, that is actual demand minus forecasted demand, or values, then divided it by actual values or demand, multiply it by 100. So this is how. Now let's see the numerical. Now here it is. There is a numerical given for 6 years, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and demands are given as 100, 120, 150, 170, 180, and 200. So we need to calculate first. We need to calculate 7th year forecast using SMA, simply moving average for 3 years, moving average, simply moving average method. Also calculate MAE, MSE, and MAP. So this is how. So data is already given, right? So here we can see. Now we have this has been calculated in Excel sheet. So you can see I have put it like year 1 to 6, and 7th year we need to get the 3-year moving average forecast, right? So this is actual data, actual demand, that is represented as 80, right? So 100, 120, 150, 170, 180, and 200. So it is written there. Then again, we need to understand how to get the 3 years moving average forecast. So there are two things actually. Different authors has given different views, right? So this is how. Sometimes in old moving average, maybe 3, 5, 7, etc. So normally what we do, we take 3 period actual data, and we start and forecasting from middle one. Maybe for example, there are 3 years, maybe 1, 2, 3 years, right? So first year data is 100, second year data is 120, and third year data is 150. So in next column, in forecasted demand FT, we need to start from second year. So how to do that? That 100 plus 120 plus 150 divided by 3. So it will become 123, right? So it will become forecasted demand for first 3 periods, 3-year moving average basically. So similarly, next period forecasted demand would be 120 plus 150 plus 170 divided by 3, it will become 147. So that can be entered into year 3 column. However, few authors, and likewise we need to do henceforth, right? And other authors also, they have told that, okay, we can take straight away 3 periods average, 3 periods average for 3 years moving average method, and we can enter it into 4th year column, right? 4th year basically in forecasted demand column, right? So both are okay. There might be difference only in that trend, right? So you can use either method. There should not be much difference in that. There will be a difference, but there should not be much difference. Okay. So I'm taking this second method. Okay. So you can see here. So 100 plus 120 plus 150 divided by 3, it will become 123. 120 plus 150 plus 170 divided by 3, it will become 147. And 150 plus 170 plus 180 divided by 3, it will become 167. And for 7th year, 3-year moving average forecast would be 170 plus 180 plus 200 divided by 3, it will become, that is wrong actually. So that I need to calculate here. It is so 170 plus 180 plus 200, 550 divided by 3, it will become 183.33. So instead of 127, it will become 183.33, right? So please correct it. Okay. So this will be the 183.33 will become the 7th year forecasted demand. Right. Now, we need to understand what is error. We need to calculate MAE, MSE and MAPE, right? So we need next column, we need to enter error. What is the error? So error is the difference between actual demand and forecasted demand. So 170 minus 123, it will become 47. 180 minus 147, it will become 33. And 200 minus 167, it will become 33. So this is the error. So there is no negative here. These values are positive. So absolute values will also be positive automatically. If by any chance there would have been minus 47 or minus 33, right? So we would have taken the positive values only. So that is absolute error, right? So here it is in next column, right? And further, we need to take the square of that error. So it will become 2178, 111, and 1111, right? So double one, and double one for 33, 33. So it will become double one, and double one, right? Then again, to calculate MAPE, we need to calculate percentage error, right? So basically, this is actual demand minus forecasted demand upon actual demand multiply it by 100, right? So this is how. Or we can straight away take absolute error divided by actual demand multiplied by 100. So both are okay, right? Normally we have taken this error from actual demand minus forecast demand only, right? So this is how. So we need to calculate for individual periods, right? So now how to calculate MAE, MSE and MAPE? Now, what is MAE? It is mean absolute error. So simply what we need to do, this 47, 33 and 33, these are the basically absolute errors. So we need to take mean of these errors. It will give us MAE, that is mean absolute error. So 47 plus 33 plus 33 divided by 3, it will become 38. So let's calculate it so that we need to show whether data is correct. So 47 plus 33 plus 33, that is 113. 113 divided it by 3, it will give us 37.66. Round off, that is 38. So 37.66. So I rounded off to 38. So it is MAE. If you don't want to round off, let it be 37.66. It's okay, right? Now next, basically MSE. So what is MSE? MSE basically mean square error. So sum of squared error divided by total number of values. So here you can see. So how many squared, what is the value of individual error squared? That is 2178 plus 1111 plus 1111. So divided by 3, so it will give us MSE. So calculated 2178 plus 1111 plus 1111 4400. So it gives us 4400 divided by 3. It will give us 1466.66. So I have rounded off 1467 I have taken, but you want to take 1466.66, it's okay, right? Then next, percentage error. So we have individually calculated percentage error. So we need to calculate MAPE, mean absolute percentage error. So how to calculate it? So we need to take just mean of these absolute percentage error, right? So absolute percentage error, basically these values are 27.45, 27.45 plus 18.52 plus 16.67, 16.67, which comes out to be 62.64. 62.64, and we need to divide it by 3. That gives us 20.88, right? So that is mean absolute percentage error. So this is how we can calculate various errors in forecast, right? So thank you very much. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.